Rob's Ranks!
Get Rayed?
Get Rayed with Ray. Rob's Ranks with Ray. It's Always Sunny
in Philadelphia, Ray.
Yes. Beautiful. Our top 10 It's Always Sunny episodes. Not necessarily the funniest, not necessarily the best, our personal top 10.
100%.
Which is very, it's tough to like pin down as we discovered, right?
Oh,
how long did it take you?
Weeks.
Keep on changing it. You're like, I love this episode, but like this episode deserves to be there, and it's tough. I kept on changing my list. I finally think I came on a good one here.
I got my Magnum condoms. I got my Wad 100s. I'm ready to plow.
Not came on it, but like I made it.
Yeah, I was say,
my phone's all sticky.
You might.
Yeah.
Well, that's
couple questions here before we get into our list. Couple things here. So, when did you first start watching? Like, can you pinpoint the time? Because you're a little younger than me.
Probably season 2 or 3, so 06, 07. So I was a freshman or sophomore.
Even earlier than me then. So I didn't come in until season 5 or 4. So the first episode I saw was like, it was The Gang Buys a Boat, that whole era.
Yeah, no, I saw it before that.
Yeah, so I was a late bloomer, dude.
Wow, which is, ridiculous.
And then I saw it, and I was like, okay, shit. My brother showed it to me. The first episode I watched, I believe, was The Gang Makes a Movie.
Because what's the one major thing missing from all action movies these days, guys? Full penetration. Guys, we're going to show full penetration, and we're going to show a lot of it.
Yes. The M. Night Shyamalan one, I was like, and I didn't know the character, so I was like, this isn't that great.
Right.
And then I watched The Gang Reignites a Rivalry. So this is batshit crazy. Frank snorting fucking Ritterall.
Ritterall. Ooh, Snortsky. Oh, Oh, that's tasty stuff.
Ritterall.
And then I saw The Gang Buys a Boat. I was like, okay, this show is...
Snortskis.
I love Seinfeld. I was like, this is like the quote, Seinfeld on crack.
100%.
I was like, okay, I love this show.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got the DVDs. This shows how old this is. Even then, I got the DVDs. Yeah. Season 1 through 7, I think, was the next year.
Talking about aging us.
And I watched all those so many times. Every girlfriend I had, I was like, we were watching this. So I just watched all of those so many times. And then I got caught up, right? And then just watched this season live and then rewatch. And we're here today in 2023. Yeah, the show is still going.
Yeah, they just came on the set for season 16.
I know. I'm so happy about that.
Which is crazy to think that they were ready to be canceled after the first season. And
right.
Danny DeVito loved it so much that he's like, add me into it. And all of a sudden, and then they have a phenomenon going on. So
I have one other question for you. Now, this is a weird one, but I couldn't really find an answer to it. But which pairing, in terms of each episode has different characters going off doing different things. Which pairing do you find the most funny? Whether it be Dee and Charlie, Mac and Frank.
Oh, it's definitely Frank and Charlie.
You guys doing an AIDS thing?
Oh, yeah. I gave Frank a couple hickeys to sell the lesions.
Sucked on him.
When we wind up working the same broad, no eye contact between the two of us.
Wait, what?
And they're going to encourage us to explore each other's bodies.
What?
And that's a hard no for me.
No, for me too. Wait, what's about to happen? I'm not sure
We're going to... Keep your fingers to yourself. But have a good time.
For me.
Living
it's
together.
just I'm a greasy guy, and they just bring that grease factor and just dirty factor. I mean, Frank literally says, he's like, I want to live like this. I
want to live in squalor.
I live in squalor. Yeah. Exactly. I mean,
I want to live like you. I'll pay your rent for a month.
A month goes by, 16 years goes by. I mean, it's like that. Honestly, those two they just bring the inner me out.
I didn't have an answer. And it was because, actually some of my favorites that are a few and far between are Charlie and fucking Dee.
Yeah, they're so far in between, but when they get together...
When Charlie tries to show Dee, how he lives.
I'm not feeling good at all.
Okay,
well, that's cat food.
That is...
Right? And, she's, trying to show him, you got to go up and stage, do the stand-up, and she's, throwing up. Yeah. He tries going through. He's like, "What's the deal with cheese?" And he's,
yeah, and and then when he's talking about himself, he says, she's like, yeah, I eat the cat food and I snuff, I snuff glue, and all these cats. He's just like, she's like, well, what are you doing this for? Oh, because I have all these cats coming in my house. He's like, well, Charlie, you wouldn't have a problem if you didn't eat the cat food. I mean, the cat food because I have all these cats coming in my house and I eat the glue, or I huff the glue, so they will go away, or so I can fall asleep because there are 60 cats meowing outside my door. And then she huffs the glue that same time. And
but they both puck.
And she remember, she hallucinates.
Right.
And she sees the twins from The Shining. Mm-hmm. She sees the crazy,
she runs back in.
Messed up bum out in the hallway. Mm-hmm. And she freaks out, runs back into the apartment, eats the cat food, and falls asleep. But then all of a sudden, while she's doing that, Frank's pissing into the coffee can.
Eating his quick meal, and then And then she thinks that's crazy, and then he goes and sees her stand up, and it's like, you do this every night, and they boo you off the stage, and you have to throw up and you leave.
Cheese! Cheese is crazy.
It's just and then I love Mac and Dennis. Like the combinations, there's no bad combination. So
no, because the way that they.
But I liked your answer. That is the gruesome twosome.
Okay. Gruesome twosome. Gruesome twosome.
As they call it, gruesome twosome. Gruesome twosome.
Oh, gruesome twosome.
This next one's good. So I have this list down. I actually didn't make mine, but I'm going to do it on the fly here. Top 3 side characters in Sunny. I'm going to read you the list here, and then, the Artemises, the Rickety Crickets.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Obviously, I'm pretty sure Rickety Cricket has to be on everyone's
100%.
list. So I'm not, and that's an automatic. So maybe top 2 after that. But
sure.
So we have Artemis.
Yep.
Love Artemis. We have Bill Ponderosa. Fucking dirtball.
Fucking drug addict dirtball.
Charlie's mom.
Yeah.
Pretty great. We have
Max
Jack Kelly.
Jack Kelly.
Fucking hands, Like, can I just take a picture with you? The lawyer. The Jew-bag lawyer.
The Jew-bag.
Love him.
Who's not Jewish, by the way.
Yeah, not Jewish. Mrs. McDonald.
Miss Mac.
Yep,
Mrs.
love
Mac.
that. I smell like shit.
Yeah. She's
Mac's
beautiful.
mom has a great, very distinct odor.
How about a homeless home?
Rickety Cricket, who, for sure. Liam McPoyle.
Liam McPoyle.
Both McPoyles,
Ryan
but
McPoyle.
I love Liam probably the most.
Definitely.
He's got more character than Ryan.
100%.
And then we have the waitress.
Well, the waitress is on another level, especially because that is in real life Charlie Day's wife, and the fact that
hateable character.
Well, right? And the fact that if you ever watch the show, and you put it together that Charlie Day, aka Charlie in the show, has an unreal addiction and stalker-esque love for the waitress.
His actual wife.
Is his real wife.
And I believe they were married before the show even started. So that makes it great.
100%. But which is interesting because Mac and Dee are married in real life.
Right.
And Mac
happened later on.
Well, Mac fell in love with her.
Yeah.
He thought she was beautiful from something. She was on a Curb Enthusiasm.
Even though she was
on a Curb Enthusiasm.
Even though she's a bird and she has these anvils for hands and giant feet, but a relatively attractive woman.
Well, yeah.
Right? My wife hates her. Yeah. She thinks she's ugly as fuck.
Well,
she's okay. I mean, Mac could probably do better.
Well, maybe not fat Mac, but normal Mac.
Right, yeah. Rob squared. Rob's ranks.
Ray squared.
Ray, with Ray. By the way, Big Ray, thank you for being here.
Of course,
I've been trying to get him on. This guy's the bomb. We have it many late nights, and I figured why not just do these on camera?
100%.
And get this guy's full personality, because he's got a big personality. Big belly, but bigger personality.
Bigger.
Yeah, we got the bellies going on. Have you seen the pod? What do you think of the pod? There's
I have
about
seen the pod.
65 episodes or so.
Yeah, I have not seen as much of the show as I've seen of the pod, but to be honest, from what I've seen, I do enjoy it because the way that the guys break down, the show from the way that they see it, it makes for interesting, entertainment because, when you watch it, like we talked about earlier, a lot of people have seen Seinfeld, maybe not seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but it is 1,000% Seinfeld on crack. The entire cast, all in reality, hate on each other, backstab each other. Mm-hmm. Everybody is in squalor in the long run. Not as bad.
But deep down love each other.
Exactly.
Just like in real life. Right?
100%.
I mean, and here's the best thing is that most shows couldn't do this because, they're acting. These people not only act, they are the writers and creators of the show. Matt created the show.
Right.
But the 3 guys, outside of, Frank, who is just this character they created,
100%.
Danny DeVito, an all-time legend, are the creation. They didn't write every episode.
No.
But they had their hand in every episode. In the early seasons, they wrote every episode.
Oh, yeah.
80%.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why this is beautiful, because it's their insight and it's the best thing for me is that they're remembering the episodes. And I commented to you earlier, I was like, we know these episodes more than they do.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've seen them 10 plus times. They've only seen them once or twice. So they created them. But like in the aggregate, when they go back and watch it, it's different for them because they actually see the genius of what they were doing.
Right.
And they know it was critically acclaimed and whatever, it was successful. But like when they were rewatching it for this podcast, for instance, they're like, wow, okay, this episode was great.
Oh, yeah.
This is my favorite.
100%.
And one weird fact I found is going on kind of, we'll see in our lists. I had nothing past season 11. I don't even think you have anything even past maybe season 10. And I don't know exactly your list. We don't know our list, but like, there's nothing past season 12 in either list, right? And they commented on this. It was like on a couple episodes, they were like, we didn't have past a certain time any real life experiences anymore.
Right.
And the whole show early on was based on their real life experiences they had,
which made it
and
so
there
good.
was a story from Charlie, a story from
Glenn
Howard.
Even they blew it up a bit, but it's still in the core of those
and
episodes.
Like these little things, idiosyncrasies from their real life that they had a real life where they were famous, go into the characters. And after a certain point, they stopped having experiences because they were celebrities and they were working all the time.
Right.
So their experiences are writing a show which is not relatable to the audience because Macdennis and Charlie aren't successful people.
No.
You know, they're running a bar.
They live off Frank.
But the bar doesn't make any money.
No,
So
I mean, literally, after Frank comes into the show,
Right.
they bitch and moan to him that it's like, you're the reason that our lives are shit because all you do is you bring in your craziness and your millions of dollars that you to bail us out of everything.
Right.
I mean, but at the same time, again, like I said earlier, the show was going to be canceled after the first season. They bring in, Danny DeVito loved the show and suggested for him to come on, and here we are. That was the first season. They're going into season 16.
And FX wasn't anything at the time.
Not at all.
You know, it was like a sister
of Fox,
but it was nothing, right? It was,
no, not even
it was
close.
not even on the map, and this is one of the reasons it became on the map.
Oh, 100%.
All right, getting into our list here, we want to do a shot of fire. Whoa. All right.
Excuse me.
What's your number 10? Your number 10 favorite episode of It's Always Sunny?
So, excuse me, Ray.
Whoa. I'm professional.
I got to say that I got Charlie Rules the World. Season 8, episode 8.
Nice.
It's the episode where the gang gets an unhealthy addiction to a phone game.
As a gamer, I love it.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, I'm personally addicted. I've got this Marvel game on my phone that I've been playing for longer. I don't know, fucking 4 years at this point.
You play phone games?
Oh yeah, yeah. Stupid. But at the same time, with this episode, it just sort of brings to light that Charlie is always at the bottom of the totem pole of the whole group.
Until he succeeds at the game. And when he's succeeding in the game, he's succeeding in real life.
And
even though he's got all the grease stains on his shirt,
he looks terrible in it.
Awesome.
And as a matter of fact, he's the top player in the game that we come to find out. And the second best player in the game is actually a very attractive girl.
And he meets.
And she
up
wants
with,
to know and get to know him and
he
like
snubs
him.
her. She brings him what a meatball sandwich or what is it?
The best Philly's cheesesteak in Philadelphia.
Yeah. And what's his quote? He's like, "If you would know, your village is getting pillaged right now."
Well, it's even better because he's just like, I got a present for you too, and gives her a box.
Yeah.
And it's full of spiders.
Here.
Oh, how thoughtful. I wonder what it is.
It's not much. Just a box of spiders.
What the hell?
Well, while we've been sitting here, my followers have burned your land, they've raped your people, and they've destroyed your tribe. You thought you could make a move on me, Queen of Thrones? Well, you were wrong.
Yeah.
And she freaks out, and she's like, "What the hell?" And he's like, "Little do you know that I've pillaged your village, burned your farms, killed your people, and now I'm the best in the game."
And the best part about that is that Charlie's obsessed with the waitress, right?
Always.
And if you know anything about these gamer girls, they're never attractive.
No.
This one actually is.
Oh, yes.
And I think Mac actually makes a comment about that earlier, like she's not going to be attractive.
Oh, yeah, she said she's going to be fat and ugly.
She is.
She's going to be fat and ugly.
And brings him lunch.
Yep.
And he just is so obsessed with this game that he destroys any relationship he could have with her.
Oh yeah, and she actually like from what it
Liked
seemed
her.
like,
Liked her for sure. Yeah.
totally seemed like
Could have
that
fucked
she,
her for sure.
and if not even been with her like as a couple.
She's
and
hot.
they ruled the game together.
She may have been hotter than the waitress. I can't remember exactly. She was decent looking.
She is
kind of a plain Jane, but
she's a brunette. But I have her face in my head, and
decent, right?
She's better than the waitress.
Yeah, solid 8.
Yes. Yeah. The waitress is like
7 or 8.
Yeah, but she's better than the waitress.
Don't tell that to Charlie. He's married to her. But
well, that's why.
Right, so who is the winner of the episode for you? I mean, it's got to be Charlie, right? Although D is funny, Frank. I mean, they're all funny, and every episode is gonna be hard to find a winner. I had a hard time finding some winners.
I have to say it's Frank only because
the Islander thing.
Just the way that he whores himself around the game for fake.
He got the coat, and he's
the fake
eating
mink
like
coat,
a goddamn
and then all of a
Islander
sudden,
over here.
he's one of the top he's one of the top players in it. Don't come to find out that he's getting actual real things. He's just like, you want a mink coat? I got. Oh, he's like, one of my followers
Has
gonna be
the party,
peaches.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a very classy affair.
You should come to my party. I'm going to meet a lot of my online friends there. It's going to be a very classy affair. But you can come anyway.
He's fucking eating the fucking peach.
Yeah. He's like, you're invited.
All right, my number 10. Now, I have to give a shout out to this episode. I love this episode anyway, but this is the episode that got me into Sunny. Like I said, the first one I watched was the gang makes a movie or whatever. Right. This is the gang reignites the rivalry.
Great episode.
And it's a great episode in general, standalone episode, but for me, it's what got me in. Frank with the skinny jeans, Frank snorting Ritterall. All the madness of that episode was what, the second episode I ever saw, was like, this show is fucking bonkers. And I fucking love it. I love Danny DeVito doing snorting Ritterall, dude, on TV.
Well, first off, you got to remember, he asked for lewds.
Right, yeah.
And these kids are... These kids were born. I was born in '91, so these kids are around my age.
Yeah, right,
and lewds were long gone before we started doing 100%. And this guy's asking for lewds, and they're like, "Lewds, bro, they've been banned forever. We got Ritterall, which of course is Ritalin and Adderall
essentially
combined.
just snorting uppers,
100%,
pill uppers, right? And they end up tasing him anyway.
He gets real weird with it.
Dennis getting pissed about his I chug dick.
It's fraternity.
I'm a goddamn legend. But the whole point of the episode is, at the beginning, it's the Flipadelphia, right? They go and just destroy that restaurant. They piss in the food, or he pisses in the bar.
Yeah, they freak out and literally just cause a
highest
mayhem.
Member of the staff, please
step forward.
Yeah, right?
I mean,
and then at the end, not to spoil it too much, they get so caught up in being disrespected by the frat kids that they forget about Philadelphia.
And this guy shows up and ready
actually
to
goes to Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, he's ready.
Which is it sums up Sunny, right?
Which they also got banned 10 years beforehand because they poisoned
the drinks.
Yes, they poisoned the drinks.
They do later.
And which of course, it's just one of those things that they get so wrapped up with. They have such blinders in this show that it doesn't matter what is going on. It's just that what's in front of them.
Whatever matters to them.
And
individually and as a group.
100%.
Mostly individually.
Right.
But in this case, it was a group thing, right?
Right. Well, in the beginning, it was the restaurant.
Philadelphia. Yeah.
And then it grew to the frat and nothing else. And they completely forgot about this guy.
Well, Dee was just off her own because she was not able to be on the Flip Cup team. And then they had the plan to sabotage the drinks. So they are like, you're the first person on our Flip Cup team.
Oh, yeah.
Want you. They knew we were going
to. And then she drinks the poison.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So Frank wins this episode because this is a Frank episode.
Yes.
The skinny jeans, the snorting Ritterall. And then my favorite scene is the vandalizing of the house.
What are you doing? What is that?
Well, what I'm doing is like cutting the shower curtain in half waist high so that when he's in using it, people can see his junk.
Wow, Frank, that Ritterall is having a very interesting effect on the way you think.
Love this feeling.
Yeah. Got any more of it?
There's a bear shit in the woods.
We'll cut up a couple rails, buddy. I'm gonna blast off.
All right.
Oh yeah.
But this brings me to a story time with Rob for you. It's a great one. So in the vandalizing of the house episode or scene, you have Dennis talking about how he used to do all the shit that people passed out, right? Like and we talk about the bones thing, right? we antiqued him with flour. And we all have these stories, right? And Dennis is like, I used to stick a banana up a guy's ass, and he's like, I used to, I used to stick just a tip of my penis in his mouth when he was sleeping.
Maybe I'd take the tip of my penis and stick it in a guy's mouth for like just a second. You know what I mean? Like while he was sleeping. I'm all about that shit.
Right? Which is weird as fuck.
100%.
So,
Totally.
the tie into that for my story time is, it's an unnamed buddy. I like to keep names out of this. My buddy, he's from Canada, okay? I play Xbox with him. And he was telling us this crazy story when he was in high school. And it's fucked up. So, his one buddy used to love doing dip, right? He was a tobacco guy, right? And he left to go to like the store or something, and all of his friends were still there. And it was his idea. He's like, someone should jerk off in his dip. Because he was like, first thing you do is always do dip, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah, we should, but you should do it. And so he's like, okay. So he did it. Goes in the bathroom, jerks off in the dude's dip. He says half load, which is still a pretty small can.
It's a load. It's a load.
A load in the fucking...
And if everybody knows how big a dip can is, we're talking not big at all.
No, I don't know how aroused he was. You know, the size of the load happens to do with how aroused you are, right?
Yeah, 100%.
A girl to non-girl, or how long it's been, whatever. Not to get semantics of a load.
No.
But it's a load.
Where did we land on the cassava?
I think you can eat it, man. I think we're done with it.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat it, Cricks. It's full of loads.
Right.
And he said he mixed it around where you couldn't identify it, so he mixed it all up.
Oh, God.
Guy comes back. First thing he does, right? He's a dipper.
Of course, he get his chopper
Throws a dip
going.
in.
Chopper
He said
in.
they said they waited 5 minutes, and then he's like, yeah, we jerked off in your dip. And my buddy's a big like military guy, so the guy tried to fight him. I was like, either way, he was laughing about it. He said it was dark. He said it like wasn't a good thing. He's still friends with the guy somehow. And dude, it just reminded me of Dennis.
Oh, dude, yeah, Dennis is also a sociopath.
Dennis would do that.
100%. He's a sociopath.
So great story, dark story. Thank God we didn't do that. What would happen if someone did that to you?
Well, first off, I would be throwing up in their face and making them eat it, but that's besides the point.
Would you beat their ass?
Well, yeah, I think that would include them eating it.
Right.
I mean.
See, if you're watching up this pod, I love penis. So I'd actually be like, thank you, sir. Can I have another? I'm just kidding. I don't know what I wouldn't be happy. Okay?
He ain't kidding.
Okay. All right. Number 9 for you.
So number 9, I got Macdennis Move to the Suburbs.
And
I
love this episode, honestly. For a newer episode, I love it.
It is a newer episode. It's a season 11, episode 5.
Kind of reminds me of The Shining. A little bit.
Well, and the reason I really like it is because, growing up in the suburbs and then a lot of my friends moving to the city and then either moving back or just me visiting them in the city and like not being able to sleep downtown and being able to sleep like a baby down in the suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
And the way
Except for that pool filter.
Well,
that's loud.
I understand that because working with, I was working for a pool company and I understand 100% that those things, they will definitely piss you off. And, I got to say that with this episode, it's one of those things that it basically begins to where they can't stand living in the city any longer and they wanted something slower and different, which that's anybody who's ever lived in the suburbs and in the city understands that. I mean, that's the way it really is. But it's one of those things that I found hilarious to where Mac and Dennis, who what we were talking about earlier in the very beginning with, different characters together, they are definitely one of the best dynamic duos in the entire show.
They're an odd couple, man.
100%. And it leaves, Dennis sets it up to where he's going to be the bread maker and Mac's going to be the housewife.
Yeah. Set up that flat screen TV, which he never does.
No.
It's a bunch of holes in the wall, and it's like
holes
sideways.
And then he gets Dennis Jr.
Right, yeah, the dog.
He gets him Dennis Jr. And then, of course, we got Mac's famous mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Which, of course, every single character has said, well, that's interesting because I've never heard of this famous mac and cheese. And all this time I've known you and lived with you.
Mac's famous mac and cheese.
And we come to find out, The
only time it's famous is when he puts a dog in it.
Well,
Kills a dog and there's meat in it. There's little chunks of meat. Oh, I noticed. He put little chunks of meat in it.
Oh, this is great. He's like, well, Dennis would enjoy eating Dennis.
Yeah, right?
And I'd have to honestly say, though, my favorite scene in that episode is, so, again, to bring this back a little bit, when they moved to the suburbs initially, if you've ever lived in the city, if anybody ever talks to you randomly, you just are standoffish as hell. Like, you're just like,
the neighbor,
why are you
right?
talking to me? Yes,
What does he keep on
Crazy
saying? Wally.
Wally!
What does he keep on saying? How's the weather?
Yeah.
There's a hot one.
There's a hot one today.
Yeah, it's a hot one today.
And
It's like, is it?
Yeah.
Really?
The new neighbors. Name's Wally Schmidt. No relation to Mike, but don't tell my wife. Boy, it sure is a hot one today, huh?
Yeah. Who won the episode for you in terms of the
Dennis.
individual?
Dennis, for sure. Dennis
into
just
madness.
Dennis
in the traffic.
100%. Dennis. Well, first off, yes, Dennis in the traffic. What about that chirp?
My number 9 is now. For these lists, by the way, I don't like a 2-part episode. I have to choose one. I can't do 2 because I'd have every 2-part episode.
Yeah, I didn't choose.
So,
there's a couple great 2 episodes.
I did Mac and Charlie Die Part 1.
Okay, that's a great episode.
Just because the Part 1 is the crashing the car.
Yeah.
Like the Part 2 is good too, right? You got the glory hole intro.
Which is an amazing, because the glory hole does not go away.
The beginning part of just the courtroom scene when they're trying to convince
stuff
the jury.
my butt and stuff your butt.
Even though his dad has the
I'm gonna
recording
say
of
something along
exactly
those
what
lines.
they say, and they keep on fighting over the microphone, the angle. This is the beginning. The ongoing theme in this show, a great part, is them destroying Dee's cars. Okay. And this is the
All the
start
time.
of, I think it's
No,
3 or
that's the
4.
first one. That's the
This
first
is
one.
the first one.
Yep.
And this is like one thing to destroy it in other ways, but this is like I chose to destroy it and to fake their death.
Pussy.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? And just how Charlie's so dumb. The whole time he thinks they're just actually going to kill themselves. And
Yeah, oh,
at
great,
the
we're gonna
end,
kill
like,
ourselves.
They're
This
actually
is-
going to commit murder. Like, no, it's all for effect. And he just doesn't get this. He's pulling his teeth out.
Oh, well,
Like, they're
first
so
off,
easy.
okay, anybody that is a dentist out there and you were to ever watch this episode, I would love to hear your reaction.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
this
that's
guy
that.
pulls out probably 10 different
Yeah.
teeth. Just literally.
Yeah.
And
the best
nothing.
quote actually of this is when he's talking about his chair. I don't even know if this is in this episode, but when he's talking about there's bird shit all over it, and he's like, "That's toothpaste." He's like, "Do you even own a toothbrush?" Right?
That's-
Like, I don't know if that's actually in this
Wait,
episode, but
no,
it
it's
ties
not,
back to
but
it, right?
100%. That's toothpaste.
Yeah, right. He's like,
do you even own a toothbrush?
Yeah, no, he doesn't, because they don't have a bathroom in their house.
Having a toothbrush.
This episode
yeah.
it's madness. It's great. After he crashes the car, you got the poppers. The wedding dress.
Well,
where he
plus,
just, like,
you got the-
Mac he got concussion.
Well,
for sure,
100%.
right?
And going to the...
Essentially, I would say Mac is Tua Tagovailoa, maybe 2. Well, 2 action going on here.
I may say Tua
Maybe.
might be worse.
Yeah,
than that.
but you know what I mean.
No,
Yeah.
well, Tua did go a little.
So can we just have Tua like in a wedding dress throwing a football?
Well, that would be Mac, and yeah, and he's right on. He's right on.
I'm putting that in there, by the way. I just love this episode, both parts, but the first part is the best.
But when they go to the
beans.
No.
Remember when he's trying to get the thing in the bindle? He can't get a bindle. He's like, how do homeless people do this?
And everybody understands.
Bandana.
Everything in cartoons always shows with hobos in the pindle.
Yeah, always.
They try this, it ain't happening.
Don't work.
But when they go to the what's it called? The dead air.
Dead air.
Could you ease up on the crackers?
That is dead air. All right, what do you got? Number 8 for you, right?
Genghis analyzed.
Oh, okay. So you're going some good ones here. I like them.
I mean,
some ones I love that I didn't choose, just not because I was going politically correct here, but it's a great episode. I love the one that the therapist. That's the chick from Reno 911.
Yes,
she's great. And just this is a D episode, not to steal your thunder here.
It is,
but
that she's going there to tell her who's going to do the dishes.
Yeah.
And
who's going to do these dishes?
And it comes down to the point that Dennis sort of takes over of what he thinks
he's been keeping a log on Deandra
since second
grade.
4th
grade. Yeah.
Because
it's like, why is some of this in crayon?
Oh, I've been analyzing her since 2nd grade.
Why are some of these pages written in crayon?
My file on D was started in the 2nd grade.
And
I bet he put the pen in his mouth. Yes.
And so what makes this episode great, in my opinion, is that's what she said. Is that it literally breaks down every single psyche of every main character. To a T.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it's one of those things
Frank
that...
in the Nitwit School, you know...
So,
Mac is
if you've never seen the show as much as we've seen it, Frank, when he was a younger child, went to a nitwit school, what he calls it.
Yeah, well,
and had his friend Froggy.
But he didn't have, donkey brains. He had a certificate.
He had a certificate for not being donkey brained.
My favorite part is what's funny you said about the dentist thing is that, like, when she's talking to Charlie, she's like, you seem very well adjusted. Right? Like, almost like he's the most well-adjusted of the group, because in a way, he is, right? Yeah, he shook his head. But he is actually the most well-adjusted. Charlie is actually the most normal of the group.
Of course.
He's just set in his ways, right? The other people are very narcissistic and very selfish.
Yeah,
Charlie
no, he's not narcissistic.
Yeah,
yes.
He just isn't smart.
He's got a great heart. I mean, for God's sake,
Charlie's the best of the.
He's loved the waitress who has hated him for gosh knows how long.
Charlie is the Kramer of the group, where Kramer is the weirdest, but Kramer is actually probably the best person in Seinfeld.
Yeah, right.
So is Charlie, right? Like, D is terrible.
When Kramer does something bad, he doesn't mean it, and just like Charlie,
but he says something like, "You have a big nose." Like, he doesn't. He's just trying to help the person out. So. Give me. So who won the episode?
So who won the episode?
I thought D, but who do you got?
I'd have to say Dennis. It's only because he thinks he's so smart. He's so
right. Good call. It shows his crazy.
It shows his sociopathness.
Yeah.
Where it's like next level because he has a literal journal on every single person, like he just said. Yeah. He's like, oh, you left that pen out. Oh, that's smart. Because what?
I bet he put that in his mouth.
Yeah, you knew.
Favorite scene.
Favorite scene would be Charlie, like I just did, just slamming his head.
Right. After she says he's the most well-adjusted.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that it starts.
And when Dennis comes out, he's like, "You got Charlie thinking he's well-adjusted." No. He's like, they start fighting.
Said, "Get ready, buckle up. This one's in the most." I mean,
all right.
This is
my number 8, the gang gets invincible. This is just a classic episode. I love.
Real quick, I got that on mine. So
what number is this for you?
I got that at number 3.
Okay. We'll just do it. We'll just tag team this one. I'll put it up there. It's your number 3. My number 8. We finally have one.
I'm saying if we do have same episodes.
Yeah. No. We'll just mention it. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's cross it. And man, this is a pinnacle episode for me.
No doubt.
Because the biggest reason for me is this is when Frank becomes Frank. Right,
100%.
And you could also go to the gang gives Frank an intervention, but this is where Frank doing the acid.
I think it's different levels. This is like when Frank from the second season, which is like total. He's just the rich guy who's he says he wants to get weird with it, but this is when he starts getting weird with it, and then
he shows his true colors. And Seinfeld has the same thing. Not to get too many, but I'm sorry, Seinfeld and Sunny for me are two of my favorite shows.
Yes,
a lot of parallels. And Kramer wasn't Kramer until a certain point.
100%.
He was kind of normal, and then he really went off the deep end, and then he went crazy, right?
No, I'm with you.
They can write for it.
100%.
And this is when they're
different characters, but I see the parallel what you're talking about.
Frank becomes the Frankenstein, right?
Don't talk to anybody. These people are freak shows. Wait. Better wash your hands. No telling what kind of germs these McBoyles have.
Starting to feel weird.
What the hell? Oh no! Not again! Oh no! Hey! 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 Somebody get me out of here!
And it's a simple fucking tryout for the Eagles, and they're tailgating it for some reason, even though they can't see the tryout at all. And he's doing acid. And he gives fucking
lots of acid.
Want to drop some acid with me?
What? You're dropping acid?
Woodstock, baby.
Okay, well, no. Thank you. I believe that would have the complete opposite effect of relaxation for me.
Well, I'm gonna trip balls.
Not just a little bit. I mean, it's a lot.
You get the McPoyle family history.
And it's not even just like a couple McPoyles. You literally get the clan rolling out.
It's great. And it's an early episode. It's everything about it's great. Them smoking on the fucking bus. The time they're drinking, they're
yes,
talking.
When he's
in the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
This is just. I feel like when Sonny takes off.
Oh yeah.
To this new direction of anything goes. Now, obviously, we had the gang goes on welfare where they're smoking crack, right?
And I love that episode.
I do too. And this is more subtle.
Right. It didn't,
right? Like
yes.
they really just kind of like find a way to be like, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Oh yeah.
An Eagles tryout, and we have people doing acid. Green Man shows up, right?
Well, Green Man makes his first appearance.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. The beginning of the episode, I fucking love. The opening of the episode,
because
they're just like,
fucking bright.
yeah, they're like, well, how they open it? They're just like, I'm bored. Let's do something. Let's go outside. And they go to a park.
It's too fucking bright,
and then all of a sudden, they're like, this is great. Yeah. This is great. And then, goddamn bright out here.
I was like, it's so fucking bright.
And then, I was just
gums, and then the guys in the cape, right? The guys in the cape. And you think you're actually gonna make the Philadelphia Eagles? Yeah, Doyle McPoyle. So
Doyle
McPoyle is pretty good at football.
Oh yeah, I mean, he technically got picked to sign with the team.
Another great part is just D dressing in drag, opposite drag, I guess you'd call it, being the punter and punting the ball 70 yards.
It's Mitch something, but either way, she's got the mustache, the punter.
Yeah, even though she has a frame of a 120-pound person. Like,
no, what do you mean, 120-pound bird?
Bird, yeah, not even bird, sorry. Just all of that. The Donovan McNabb guest appearance, the guy from the Cosby.
Oh my God, yes!
Show, he pulls up in a fucking Fiat or some shitty ass car.
McDonald's. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's
wait a minute, that's the Cosby Show.
That's the guy from the Cosby Show.
That's Sprints.
All right,
blowing his whistle.
What you got for number 7, man?
So number 7, I got Dennis System.
And by the way, for Invincible, I have Frank wins the episode for sure.
Yeah, I'm with
you.
I gotta agree with that.
My favorite scene is just from the time that I have acid parking lot written down.
I know.
Here, when he's like,
1,000%.
Those are all those little pieces of paper floating around in my beer. That's acid, bro. Like little pieces of paper floating around in your beer. You think that just comes like that?
No, 100%.
I have a lime in my beer, but did you put acid in my beer?
Well, not yet, but...
Oh, nice.
No, but to be honest, just real quick before we move on, with that episode, I gotta agree is that Frank wins the episode, and when Frank totally starts tripping out, that's also, if you didn't mention, that's when we first meet Artemis.
Oh, love it. Yeah.
And...
Shit, I guess one of the second favorite episodes when he's in the fucking trailer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But he's actually in a dump. He's in a garbage can, right?
Yes. She's like, he's taking a dump. He's taking a dump. Or he took a dump in there. No, but I'm with you. Where like Frank starts totally freaking. Honestly,
he becomes Frank.
To be honest,
right?
Honestly, it might be the amount of acid he took. Makes him become Frank. And I think that scene is my favorite with Charlie and him freaking out with McPoyles. Tripping on acid.
Setting up for a tailgate of a fucking tryout for a pro football team that is friends.
And not even at the Eagles Stadium.
Yeah,
so that is an unreal episode. But
all right, what do you got?
But yeah, Dennis System. I got number 7.
All right.
It's one of those things that, again, even though Dennis isn't necessarily the funniest off just stupid humor.
Well, he's specifically not funny. Because he's so serious. He takes himself so serious.
But it's a
great episode. It's dark.
No, it is. But that's the reason why I love it.
This is where Dennis becomes Dennis.
The sociopath Dennis, 100%.
And it just goes downhill from there.
I mean, yeah, because I think I got here. This is season 5, episode 10.
Right.
So season 5 of 15 seasons.
It's where it gets bad, right?
This is definitely when he becomes.
Because early on, he was pretty normal. I mean, he wasn't. He didn't know about the filming.
Sociopath. No. This is when they decided to take him down the sociopath rabbit hole, and it's one of those things that I love the episode because it brings in the, like we talked about, what we know now as Dennis. It brings in Mac as the sloppy seconds.
And this shows how old this is. Mac was still totally straight.
Yeah. That's another thing. Right. Yeah. Like he literally he literally
wanted to be the bookworm, right?
He played along with because in the episode.
Frank being getting the scraps, right? Mantis Toboggan.
Well, here's the funny thing: is that in Dennis, there is literally an acronym of it. There's the Dennis, There's the Mac.
Move in after completion.
And then there's Scraps, which has nothing. It's just Frank being
Frank
filthy,
is Scraps.
Just getting it on.
I got my Magnum condoms. I got my Wada hundreds. I'm ready to plow.
And
at least he's using Magnum condoms.
Well, and I'd have to say that's my favorite
for
scene.
his Magnum dong.
That's my favorite scene. Is that
in the drugstore?
Yes.
Or,
at the
carnival.
At the carnival.
Yeah. You got the AIDS, man.
Dr. Toboggan, you got the AIDS. What is going on here?
Oh my God.
Oops. I dropped my Magnum condom for my Magnum dong.
Oh, whoops! Oh, I dropped my monster condom that I used for my Magnum dong.
I'm out of here.
Guys,
my number 7 is actually really tied into your Gang Gets Analyzed episode. It's Hero or Hate Crime.
That's a great one.
I love it. It's season 11. It's late. The latest one I have on here, I believe. It's very similar to just you get to know the characters in this setting, right? Of almost a group therapy. In this case, it's an arbiter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
by the way, they switch about what?
Three of them.
Three of them. Yeah,
that's why it costs $10,000.
Oh, three.
Yeah. But so they all think they have a right to this $2 scratcher, which has never been scratched, which we know is probably a loser or at best a $2 winner, and they all go through their cases just like they do in the Gang Gets Analyzed in terms of the dishes. They all have their cases of why it's theirs.
Look out, faggot!
Like they all have their claim to the $2 scratcher,
Right.
and they hired an arbiter, which essentially becomes 3 arbiters, which essentially costs $10,000. And spoiler alert, they win $10,000 in the scratcher, and
the arbiter costs about $9,800.
Yeah, all like $120.
Right.
But why I love this is, for one, this is where Mac officially comes out.
Yes.
And after this, Mac's just gay.
Right.
And then in the last 3 seasons, I know, like, The Gang Goes to Hell, it's kind of like...
Yeah,
there's a couple episodes where it's
they
like
go back
he's gay,
and forth with it, right?
but he officially, the dildo bike...
Mac, why don't you go ahead and operate the bike? Yeah, sure. Problem, just like any other workout bike. Well, with pedals.
There you go.
It's outrageous.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, it's just the craziest.
Okay, all right. I know what you're thinking, okay, but it is not what it looks like.
Yeah, what it looks like is that you are fucking yourself with a dildo bike.
And then you got the bike shorts with the slits in them and
the ones in the back. That's for airflow.
This is grotesque.
Oh my god.
He tries denying it, and then the arbiter's like, well, if you're gay, it is a hate crime, and you get it. He's like, well, then I'm gay. And not just for the money, even though he ended up getting, what, $2 or $10, whatever. It's a low amount, not 10,000. But for me, Mac wins this episode. The dildo bike is my favorite scene, just because Dennis is just like setting him up, and he's like, well, that's for working out. And he brings it in, and he still tries to defend it, even though it's literally
you mean the ass pounder 5000?
It's a fuck bike, man.
I mean, they totally tease it from like season probably...
It's about 5 seasons.
If not even we'll just say season
gay.
6.
Well, the tranny is early on.
Well, true.
But that doesn't make you gay, because that's hot as fuck. Right. Carmen, ooh.
She's Brandy from Joe Dirt.
I'll put it in. She's hot.
Oh, yeah. She's
so, like, if that's a tranny, I'm fucking trannies all day.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you know, I don't care if she has a dick.
Well, yeah.
Would you agree?
Well, yeah. I just think of her as Brandy from Joe Dirt.
Right.
So.
I know tranny looks like that.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, she's...
If they do, then, like...
Sign
me up. I'm married, but, like, fuck. All right. What do you got for number 6?
Number 6, I got the Aluminum Monster versus Fatty Magoo.
So you got some good ones, man. Like, these are all ones I thought about. I just wanted to go more deeper in terms of my weirdness.
Right.
But, yeah, I love it.
The reason I love this episode is because then she goes to the gang and tells her what happened, and they're all like, oh, well, that's good. Congratulations to her. No, this is horrible. You know, she was my enemy, and blah, 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 blah.
And they want to start a clothing line.
Exactly.
They do.
100%.
But
it's 100% a sweatshop.
There's a steam whistle. Is that a steam whistle?
What did you do? Where is it?
Go back to work, all right?
Don't even use your son of a bitch.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this.
You want to lose your hand, Charlie? Is that a steam whistle?
What the hell's going on over there?
So that's...
They have the partition, right?
So that's how it begins, is that Frank, of course, with his millions on end to, provide the shenanigans, creates a sweatshop in the bottom of the bar. And it starts out small, and then it comes to the point to where D is lying. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's Dennis. Because he's the one who comes up with the...
Dennis senses there's so many orders. There's no orders.
No orders at all.
But he doesn't want to admit he failed.
Right, so he's
nothing to do with Dennis, because that's Dennis's...
No, right. But it's just his ego to just...
and then he can't find a proper model, even though these models are hot, so he wants to try on the fucking outfits. And it culminates with him going in...
Well, by the way, he calls this fucking hot model
fat. Yeah, because you can't fit into my garment.
And then it's like, no, she's beautiful and hot.
And what does Faye Magoo say? I see a very uncomfortable model trying to fit into an ill-fitting garment.
Garbage bag.
Can we get this thing tighter, or can we lift these up a little bit? My God.
Are you sure this is the right size?
Well, the dress is the right size. I wish I could the same thing about your body. I mean, my God, what, did you eat the entire kitchen cupboard today?
What's wrong with my body?
So many things. I mean, your breasts, they're like tiny. Your gut is huge.
We're a D cup.
Well, you're just lying about that. Now, you're going to have to use your imagination a little bit, because my model is a little on the side. But tell me what you see.
Well, I see a man committing a felony by breaking into my office and destroying my property. I also see a very confused and uncomfortable model who seems to be stuffed into an ill-fitting garbage bag.
An ill-fitting garbage bag.
My favorite part, though, is just the entire...
Sweatshop.
The sweatshop. The steam whistle.
No, that's honestly...
Eastern European women.
I can't get over that part. I can't get over that.
Charlie talking about how, the picture Dennis drew gets him off. Right, even though it's like,
hey, can you draw her with her looking at me? He's like, stop talking.
It's like a triangle dress.
Yeah,
it's awful. All right, so who won it for you?
Charlie for me, because Charlie
not over Dennis.
Yes, Charlie makes me die in that episode because Charlie becomes part of the sweatshop.
Yeah,
and D just thinks it's a normal thing.
I've been here since 5 in the morning.
Yeah. He's like, D, what are you doing here?
It does not fit the prototype. It does not fit the prototype.
Yeah, it does not fit the prototype. It doesn't fit the prototype, D.
All right, my number 6. Gang goes to the Jersey Shore.
Now,
I love a lot of season 7. That's Fat Max season. Do you have that?
It's my number 1.
Wow, look at us. Okay, so we have two crossovers.
Yep.
Sorry to steal your thunder.
It's okay. But, I love this episode because they go different ways. It's not the normal groups. I mean, now the brother and sister...
Charlie and fucking Frank on the fucking boat.
No, that's Mac.
Oh yeah,
sorry. No, yeah, it's Mac.
Sorry, Mac and Frank on the boat or on the floaty, and then on the boat
with the
Jersey Shore
Guidos,
guys,
the Jersey Shore.
And then this is a Dennis and D episode.
Right,
but Charlie is out doing his own thing.
And that's the thing that I love about it in a way, to be honest, because it's like they throw that curveball to where they do put the characters together that do work together, but only for a short amount of time, and then they outcast it to other characters that they don't normally work. Now, again, the brother and sister of D and Dennis, they do work together quite a bit throughout the series.
They're both just the worst.
But I mean, as the series goes on, you come to definitely find out Frank hates Mac. He never really ever wants to work with him. So the fact that they work together in this episode is so elite.
It's a nice spot.
Yeah. Oh! What's that? You're supposed to get booze.
Oh! This is ham. Soaked in rum. It is loaded with booze.
God damn it, Frank. Eating your drinks? That is genius.
Ow!
It's so fun. And this is
rum ham.
I mean, that's when we get introduced to rum ham. And
rum ham.
I mean, rum ham just blows me away. And then, and it's so funny because the episode begins with D and Dennis explaining to the rest of the gang
how magical the fucking Jersey Shore is.
Amazing.
And their childhood, which has changed dramatically when they go back.
I mean, it's...
They go to the beach, there's no one there. It's straight dogs. There's syringes. Like, Jinx, nice. And then you got my favorite is actually the drinks, the sunblock drinks.
Sunblock drink? Nice, guys.
They're really good. They're really good.
Yeah.
Thing is, I didn't make you one.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Charlie, you're drinking sunblock.
It's good. It gets you all. Yeah, you're ingesting viscous chemicals, and they're getting you hot.
And they're like,
well, this is nice.
Charlie's like, I love this sunblock drink. Oh, this is great. The problem is we didn't give you one, Charlie.
I know, but when he drinks it, he just makes it go,
oh. Yeah. Well, it is because you're ingesting viscous chemicals.
And then
under the boardwalk. That's my favorite scene, by the way. It's the viscous chemicals, and then to the under the boardwalk where it's like they're talking about how magical it is. They have their first kiss.
So
and
Dennis
it's just two
goes
homeless
on.
people banging each other.
Dennis goes on to explain to Charlie how the most magical times in his childhood were when he had his first kiss under the boardwalk, and it's so magically
under
amazing.
there. There's garbage,
and they're just walking.
The way they shot it though, it comes in the scene.
Oh yeah, and there's just two homeless dudes just butt fucking.
And this is gonna knock your socks off. You never know who you're gonna run into, what they're gonna be doing. You love the bridge, right? This is a lot like being under the bridge, I would think.
So,
right?
it's way better than that. Under the Boardwalk is a magical place, man. I have a special place in my heart because I had my first kiss down here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you? Oh, dude, all kinds of romantic shit happens. Oh, God! No! What was that? Two homeless guys banging each other? I saw, but why?
And then Charlie, no! What was that?
No, what was that?
And then Dennis just like, two homeless
That's
guys
not
banging
magic.
each other.
That's not magical.
I mean, and then he's just gone. That's when he meets up with the waitress, right?
Which he literally does have the actual most magical night.
Yeah, I know. She's on ecstasy.
But he thinks that he has the most magical night ever with her.
Yeah, with the broken. He's like, I'm gonna give you this. It's a broken piece of fucking bottle.
Like it's a Heineken bottle.
Like a Rolling Rock.
Right. And then, and then too, when they're talking about that girl, look at her. You know, she had a good bone
One of the
structure.
many times that they have the frame perfect where you don't think they're next to somebody.
Yes.
And she's right in front of him.
100%.
Door. Now the kid lives upstate with his grandparents because she can't take care of this kid. And here she is festering away in a one-bedroom apartment waiting for the HIV to turn into AIDS and wondering what the hell.
You know I can hear you, right?
I mean, that is Sonny to a cue of what they do.
Right.
And no one does it better, right? And
No.
she's like, I can hear you. And they switch to the side cam and they're like, she's like us to the camera away.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how far they are. It'd be literally us talking about you.
Yeah, you're number 5. What do you got?
Nightmare Cometh.
All right.
Yeah, I understand it's a very popular episode and everything, but it's one of those things that the reason I love it is that, again, talking about the last episode, I really enjoy episodes that really involve all the characters.
Mm-hmm. The quotes, the songs.
It's just everything
you gotta
about
pay the
them.
troll toll, bro, to get in this boys' hole.
Gotta pay the troll toll to get in the boys' hole.
You gotta pay the troll toll to
Yeah,
get in.
it sounds good, but it sounds like you're saying boys' hole and not boys' soul.
Gotta pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in. You want this baby boy's hole, you gotta pay the troll toll.
Stop. All right, not bad. Good rhythm, love the enthusiasm. I feel like you're saying boy's hole, and it's clearly soul.
And
nothing better.
I mean, it's just
Nothing
it's
better, man.
I understand that it's very mainstream, but it's just so fucking funny to me because it's a Charlie episode, which are just next level for me,
Right.
and
A Charlie idea.
on top of that as well.
It's a musical.
I mean, and by the way, which becomes an idea from D dates a retarded person,
right? Yeah, the song.
But I mean, it becomes when
Dayman.
Nightman.
Champion of the sun.
But
You're a master of
corruption and shipping everyone, Dayman.
Favorite scene though, and who won?
Charlie. Just
Charlie
because I think Charlie won just because.
Is it favorite scene's gotta be Troll Toll, right?
Oh yeah.
Just the rehearsal part of it.
Hell yeah, the Troll Toll.
And are you chewing gum? Like,
no, the whole rehearsal is definitely the greatest scene in that, and
Artemis also kills it in that.
Yeah,
like I mean, she kills. Artemis is great in every episode.
She really is.
What's insane is that we haven't had a single Rickety Cricket episode.
True,
but he's our favorite character, right?
Side character, yes.
Like I mean, he's one of the best characters in the show.
I mean, he's the number one side character. No doubt.
Yeah.
So it's like,
right,
100%.
And it's crazy. All right, so I have my number 5. This is a weird one because it does not involve my guy Dan DeVito. Frank's my favorite character. It does not involve him. Paddys Pub, the worst bar in Philadelphia.
Now that is a good one.
Love that episode, man. Corman, I love this episode for every reason.
And it's so weird how Frank's not involved in that.
He's not in it at all. And the best thing is how they had to bribe them right after they get in this problem.
Right.
They would just call Frank.
100%.
For some reason, we never get the answer of where Frank is in this episode.
Right.
He must be out of town. We never even get the clarification. They have to give up the flat screen TV.
Yep.
And this is like, there's only a couple episodes without, like, another Seinfeld parallel, sorry to do this again, is the Chinese restaurant, which I like in Seinfeld.
Good one.
Kramer's not in that.
No.
And that's like one of 3 or 2, I don't know, that he's not in.
Right.
Right? So this is one of the, like, 2 outside of season 1 that Frank's not in. And it's crazy that I have that as one of my favorites, but the idea of them kidnapping Corman. So Corman writes a bad review for Paddys Pub.
Well, the episode does begin to where one of their bar flies hands them a paper, and Mac's like, "Oh, we got a review."
It's a bad review,
and it's the worst.
And they go in his office and they freak out, and then whatever. And the next thing you know, they're at the bar back again, and then Charlie is like, "I got to show you something. I did something," and he has Corman in the trunk of his car, duct tape.
Oh, yeah, big time.
So, and then they
kidnapped,
try to,
if you will.
Definitely kidnapped. They bring him to the bar, and they try to cover their steps. They end up kidnapping his neighbor, Mahar.
They go into their neighbor. Yeah, they go into
They
his
kidnap the cat, who's a diabetic, and it's just a whole thing. But it's just, this is like the sociopathic
level of the characters.
Everyone, seriously. Dude. Like, they keep on trying to cover up their steps because they got a bad review, even though they got to know it's the worst bar in Philly. Like, outside of, like, 2 episodes where they actually are popular, the first episode, and then, like, there's a couple other ones
2 or 3 at most,
where they actually have customers, it's the worst bar in Philly. All they do is drink. And
not even just that, when people ask for a drink, they're just like, find whatever.
They don't have a bartender. They pass.
They give a characteristic of one of the other characters, and they're just like, find this person.
They like, that's not a good bar.
Not at all.
I love Corman in this episode. He's great.
So what's
he's been in some other stuff.
What's your favorite scene in that?
My favorite scene is the touching the dick.
Well, I think one of us is going to have to help his...
Whoa, dude, I'm not touching his dick.
Well, Charlie, you're the one that used all the tape.
Well, I was comfortable with letting him piss in his pants.
Well, all right, fine, then compromise. We'll both do it. That way it's equally weird for both of us.
No, it's fine. Just untake me, please. No, oh no. No!
Okay, well that's got to be it, because Mac, but long story short, in the episode, they duct tape him into a computer chair, and Charlie runs out of duct tape, and the guy says he has to piss. So it comes down to the fact that
either gonna let him loose, but they can't get him back tied, or they have to make him piss. So the way to make it fair is they both touch his dick.
Mac and
one of them has to unzip, and the other one has to do that, and so they make it fair.
Well, then Charlie says, "Are we gonna talk about
right?
He got a little hard?"
They're both gonna do it. Yeah, and he got a little hard too.
I mean,
so that's a great episode. It's a weird episode. It's probably not one that's fitting for this list, but for me, it's one of my favorites.
It wasn't on my top 10, but it is a phenomenal episode.
I could see this being on, in terms of a website, like number 60 or 80 or 100.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad. It's definitely
no, it's great.
It's definitely hilarious.
It's a smart episode, and the whole at the end of it, the whole amnesia angle, like that's not gonna work, and he just does it anyway and makes a bottle over his head.
They literally treat this guy like complete shit, and Charlie thinks it's a great idea to go the amnesia angle to where they would knock him out and get tomorrow the day before his paper.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, the next day comes, and
even though they have already kidnapped his neighbor, right, and paid him off,
who has Corman's cat, who they thought was his diabetic cat.
Good luck with your cat. And like, the best part about the whole episode is to the end that he writes a separate review. Not the
That's
review
what I'm saying,
he was writing in the bar. And he was talking about how he woke up in his neighbor's bed, so they put him in the wrong bed with a head wound.
That's right, they did.
And yesterday's newspaper and an empty bottle of sleeping pills. And he's like, I'm not going to press charges because the hell that they're living in at that bar is worse than they could ever have in jail. And like, it's such a sunny episode to me that it just shows the characters and like that they're in hell, right?
100%.
Their lives with each other are way worse than their lives outside of each other.
Again, hate to tell you people, Seinfeld.
100%. There it is.
It's the same parallel, like
just like the last episode of Seinfeld.
All right,
what you got for your number 4, man?
Very Sunny Christmas.
a good one.
So it is a season. It's a seasonal. Is it?
Essentially. Well, it's essentially a two-parter, but it's not two parts.
Okay.
I'll give it to you. I'll let it slide. This is the first time I'll let it slide.
It is. Thank you. It is a sense. It is a obvious. It's an obvious. It's an obvious seasonal episode, but
yeah,
there are so many levels to this episode that especially every Christmas rolls around, I just watch it multiple times even just, it could be July and I'll watch it because it's a good episode.
I just rewatched it the other day.
It's just so funny because Frank. Because they always...
they grew up rich.
Yes.
But Frank did not give them any presents.
No, well, no.
He got himself presents.
Well, they said Mac and Charlie would say that, Frank would give them the worst presents. And they said, no. Frank would give the best presents. It was just for him.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd buy whatever the hell that those two wanted every single year and just bought it for himself and never give it to him. While the other two... This is what really, for me, brings the episode together. And I'd have to say that my favorite characters, it's just those two combined. Because it's just in this episode.
Exploring Christmas and, fucking Mac's dad, who's a criminal, beyond a criminal, has just been stealing presents from neighbors and passing it off like a tradition.
So basically, Mac explains to Charlie what his Christmas is. And what he explains his Christmas is that he would go to the neighbor's house, and the reason he would do that is because the other neighbors would come to their house and steal their presents, so they go to their neighbor's house and steal those presents, and lo and behold, you see in the episode that they're recording on VHS recorder, aging us, I should say, the family, the mom and Mac opening up
other
presents.
people's presents.
You don't have to keep yelling like that.
What? Oh my God.
Okay, time to go. Okay, move. Son, get you right. There we go. Open the door. Get the stereo. Honey, get the stereo.
And then Charlie has this... I'm gonna bring you to my house, show you how family.
I'm gonna show you real Christmas is.
And he's like, yeah, and the Santas will come over. He's like, Mac's like, what do you mean the Santas will come over? Well, every Christmas,
the first Santa comes.
They come and they give me a present. They go and spend some time in the room with
my
mom.
The first one, I don't understand.
And then the next one comes in, they give me a present, and they go hang out with my mom. And Mac's like, pretty sure mom was a prostitute. He's like, well, no. Like, well. And then you start to rethink, and they're coming down without pants.
One year, Santa even brought one of his elves.
It's like a goddamn sauna up there.
I think it was an elf. You know what? The memory's kind of blurry for some reason.
Merry Christmas.
There's a midget that comes down
naked.
That's an elf.
So essentially, Mrs. Kelly, Bonnie, was getting railed by a never-ending train of Santas.
Big time.
For money, we don't know about that detail, but for her, probably not money, I think.
Honestly, probably not.
Yeah.
She's a total whore from what we come to find out.
And that's the start of Charlie sniffing glue. We see that early on.
Yes, Charlie is literally probably 7 years old, and he's sniffing glue from a craft set.
What's your favorite scene? Because I think I know what it is. Is it the Santa Claus?
Yeah, it's
real
Charlie.
Santa Claus in the mall?
Yes, and if you haven't seen this episode,
did you fuck my mom? Did you fuck my mom?
Charlie goes into this trance where Mac is trying to get a hold of him and his attention, and Charlie just does not fucking break his trance. And it's literally it's like a ringing of your ears. If you know that sound.
Is it Jimmy Falcone, the friend?
Yes.
So they're trying to. The whole point of them going to the mall is to get a present for Jimmy Falcone, who Mac stole the Omni robot from 20 years earlier, right?
Right.
So they get the shirt. They buy him a dress shirt because he looks a little rough when they go to visit him. Right. And then that's when he has the shirt. That's when Charlie goes ballistic.
And Charlie sits down on Santa's lap, and he's just like,
bites the fuck out of his neck.
Well, he asks Mac, he's like, oh, is he retarded? I got this one. What do you want for Christmas, little boy? Yeah. And he asks him, did you fuck my mom probably 20 times?
And ruins the shirt. Obviously, not ruin. I mean, it's covered in blood.
And he bites the shit out of his neck.
Yeah. Did you fuck my mom, Santa Claus? Did you fuck my mom? No. Did you fuck her? No. Did you fuck my fucking mom? Did you fuck my mom, Santa? Yeah! He's biting my leg! Charlie, get him over! He's trying to kill
Covered in blood. And they try to bring the shirt to Jimmy Falcone, even though it's covered in Santa's blood.
You fucking psycho!
You fucking psychopath! Like, oh, what a great.
Yeah, so
episode,
I'd have to say Charlie definitely is just the winner. I mean, even though like those two together are great, it's just Charlie takes that total next
Charlie
level.
wins a lot of these episodes, even though he's not the funniest in the group.
It's just that he just.
Are...
It's like and that's why him and Frank together are so great because they both demand greatness of their scenes.
Yeah,
and it's like in that scene, Charlie just next level.
All right, my number 4. The gang gets quarantined.
My
favorite scene I have here is when Charlie and Mac go to the store and the mom, he's like, my mom had these suits. So I've been vaccinated against everything in the book.
Right.
And they're in these like fucking astronaut suits.
Right.
And Charlie's like, well, my mom rigged hers with this extra pouch.
Cocktail.
Yeah, right. Your mom's an alcoholic, man.
Who said that?
Fuck you. Like, well, no, dude, it's fine because, you know, like, it skips generation. And just the dance moves that Mac does.
Shit, I'm sorry, dude. I forgot there's no opening in yours. But my mom rigged hers with a special pouch so that she can have a cocktail. So then it fills up. Your mom rigged her suit so she can drink booze? Dude, your mom's an alcoholic. Your mom's not an alcoholic? No. She is, but it's totally cool because it skips a generation. That's why you're not an alcoholic. Get back to the quarantine. That's right, man. Let's get out of here. Whoa! Stop! What is this? I love it. Huh? What is all this? That's just a little dance move I've been working on. Stupid. I was just practicing.
Well, that's because at the beginning of the episode, they're training to be
for Boys the Men.
Boys the Men, yeah.
Boys the
Men.
back
again.
Yeah,
like a religious band, okay, and then we'll all be in the same outfit. Oh, we should be like carnies.
What are carnies?
Oh, religious stuttering army carnies. Yeah, who love Jesus
And then watch your friends explode on stage
and go. My friend exploded. My friend exploded.
It's great.
Hey.
No?
No. Absolutely not. Are you kidding me?
What?
It's a singing competition. So can we please work on our harmonies? And not talk about dressing like army carnies?
But then maybe...
Charlie winning the episode just because I feel like just the alcohol, the fact that when they're in the fucking bathroom and like he thinks they're playing quarantine.
You want something to drink?
And they're not playing quarantine because this is a quarantine. He had a key the whole time. And they realize at the end of the episode when they're all trapped in there that they all have this like little secret stash of liquor. I keep a bottle of whiskey.
He's like, you guys want something to drink? I know you drink drain cleaner.
Yeah, right.
No, I just keep whiskey in here. And
even though we know Charlie drinks paint.
100%. But then it's great because then Dennis admits he's like, I have a bottle of cream de menthe behind the
They all do. So they're alcoholics, and it's just a smart episode. There's not much going on, but it's all set in the bar. As a lot of them are, but there's really nothing else besides the one scene.
Right.
Where they're in the liquor store or whatever.
Right.
It's just I love. It's just a smart episode.
Oh, I love it. Like I said, it just missed my top 10, but that one was one that I was definitely
for me. Again, this isn't necessarily the funniest episodes. It's my favorite, and I can watch that one over and over and over. And just the characters and just the way they are.
Well, and the fact that Frank literally shaves himself bald everywhere, and he drenches himself in hand sanitizer.
And deep down, like one of the weirdest parts and best parts is when they first come into the quarantine and they have their sleeping bags, and like Charlie's like, all right, well,
where are we gonna bunk up?
Like they have to bunk up together, even though like obviously in their room it's a studio, they have no choice.
Right.
They choose this in a fucking setting with sleeping bags. They want to sleep next to each other.
Right.
Chardee Macdennis.
Yeah, that one just missed my mind. That one is a phenomenal episode.
It's weird because I actually don't think this is even close to one of the funniest episodes they have. It's not. Like, I was trying to find a funny scene from this, and I couldn't find it. But I love the episode because it just shows how weird they are, right? This is a game they've been playing countless times from what they say.
Right.
And there's not a lot of funny parts. It's just a sunny episode of nothingness. A game they created in the bar when they're bored. It's a drinking game, they say, right? With a 15-minute timer.
Well, you know what's funny is that I would agree that this episode's better than Chardee Macdennis 2 Electric Boogaloo.
That's probably funnier.
That's my point. That episode has funnier spots in it.
It's more wild.
Right.
But this is just a classic episode.
Right. And it's just great because
This is season 7. This is a Fat Mac season. We had Jersey Shore, also a Fat Mac season.
Yep.
I love Fat Mac season.
Yeah, it's a great season.
Prime for me in the series because let's just give some credit to fucking Mac over here.
Yeah, Rob McEnroe.
Gaining whatever it was, 20, 30 pounds.
He gained and lost 60 pounds in 3 months.
Right. Which is insane that I heard he only weighed 220.
Yes.
He's shorter, right? 5'10"?
Yeah, right.
But he looks big.
Yeah,
he looks bigger than me, doesn't he?
He's bulking
he bulked up. Doesn't he look bigger than me right now? Though?
Yeah.
I'm 250.
Right.
240, whatever. I'm saying, like, I don't think, like, he looks huge.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't think I look that bad. And
he's, what's his word that he says? I'm,
cultivating
mass.
Yeah,
you need to stop cultivating mass.
We've been through this, okay? I'm cultivating mass. Stop saying that. You are not cultivating mass. And if you are, stop cultivating and start harvesting.
Yeah. So I just love this episode. It's smart. It's weird. It's another one of those bar episodes. It's only in the bar. It kind of explains
that does
a
make
lot.
it good. That does make it good.
Yeah. Again, it's not one of the funniest episodes, but for me, it's one I always rewatch just because I just love the game. How it's so subjective, where the question is, what Philly celebrity would you want to have a drink with? And it's fucking Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby. It's a little bit outdated,
right? Or what's the best band of all time?
Why is Dennis a mean man?
Dennis is a bastard man.
And you definitely wrote this one.
Nice.
Lay on me. Lay on me.
Question. Dennis is asshole. Why Charlie hate? I don't think I wrote that. Throw out a guess. Any guess. Come on. Pass. Son of a bitch. I can't think of one. All right, chance to steal.
Oh, because Dennis is a bastard man. That's what it is. I definitely wrote that.
Like, dumbest questions ever. It's, again, Frank just trying to, like, get into this group, even though it's season 7, trying to get into this group's, like, psyche, right? He doesn't know. Like, he didn't know about Chardee Macdennis. He's been there for 5 years.
Right.
Which is crazy to not know about this game. Apparently, they've been playing,
what,
20 times? It seems like. They say it's mathematically impossible they hadn't won.
Well, and I do love the fact that they literally nail the board.
Right, because Mac's going to, at some point,
and
try
I
to
will.
flip it over. And he does, of course.
Yes.
Beautiful. All right, so you have your number 2 left, is that correct?
Yep.
What is your number 2?
My number 2 is Sweet D has a heart attack.
Classic.
And that would be season 4, episode 10. And
that's like the meat of the best right there.
And this episode I just can't get enough of this episode. I can literally watch this episode at any point in time. Yeah. It opens after the opening, goes to the hospital. And D tells the doctor.
Yeah, they don't have health insurance.
That, they said that the EMT said this is a little one. I want to get everything done. She's like, okay, that's great, but I need your health insurance. Dad, tell her what her health insurance. I dropped that shit when you were 9.
Right.
And
he's been partying real hard, so he's getting a full body scan.
I've been partying real hard, so.
The best part of the episode to me is just everything with Mac and Charlie.
The subplot of the episode.
Trying to get health insurance with this company.
So basically,
they split the pay down the middle, which is minimum wage. So
well, which is funny.
Making, what, $3 an hour?
Well, you know what's great about that is that this episode actually introduces us to the waiter. He's the one.
I noticed that when I rewatched it.
He was the one that was the guy hiring them
before he became the waiter.
He's just like, this is weird. He's like,
I'll take it.
He's like,
two guys for one pay?
Yeah, he's like, no, we're not interested in pay.
Even though the question is, for me, is like, how could they afford to pay both of them health insurance?
Right.
Because it also costs money.
100%.
For the company.
Right.
So, like, it's a little nitpick in terms of
I'm not going to lie. The subplot, because the whole main plot of the episode is Dee having the heart attack and her and Dennis trying to get in shape.
By just taking supplements.
I do think so. Yeah. I, on the other hand, have not taken a shit in days.
Days?
Days.
That doesn't sound good.
Oh, no, it's good. My body's working at 100% efficiency. Yeah, my body is absorbing every single nutrient, and it's not wasting a single thing.
Yes, because
Dennis is in jeans, bro. At the goddamn
it's
gym.
her. It's D.
Is it D in
Yeah,
jeans?
it's D.
Okay. D's in jeans.
He's like, because Dennis is like, I see you in jeans.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone else in jeans.
The Bumblebee
bitch.
My favorite, though, is just, we talk about the Charlie and Mac thing, but just the whole issue when Charlie just loses his mind. About Pepe Sylvia.
Pepe Sylvia.
Sylvia, Pepe Sylvia. I look in the mail. Well, this whole box is Pepe Sylvia. So I say to myself, I gotta find this guy. I gotta go up to his office. I gotta put his mail in the guy's goddamn hands. Otherwise, he's never gonna get it. He's gonna keep coming back down here. So I go up to Pepe's office, and what do I find out, man? What do I find out? There is no Pepe Sylvia. The man does not exist. And I knock on her door, and I say, Carol! Carol, I gotta talk to you about Pepe. And when I open the door, what do I find? There's not a single goddamn desk in that office. There is no Carol in HR.
And I go down.
Mac isn't doing his job at all, and like Charlie's actually trying to do his job.
Well, first off, we both know who Pepe Sylvia is.
Who is it?
Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah.
That's literally who Pepe Sylvia is. The motherfucker can't read.
He can't read.
And he's like, I have boxes of Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah.
That's literally.
I never thought of that.
Really? That's exactly what that shit is.
It makes it even better.
That's why I love this shit, because it just makes me laugh so hard, because he's sitting there freaking out. He's like, the mail doesn't stop. And he's like, I have boxes of Pepe Sylvia.
I burn this pile. I send this pile to myself, and the important shit I send out.
Well, I have to say, my favorite scene is when it's the monologue of him. He's like, man, the mail doesn't stop. You know, he's like, I got boxes of Pepe Sylvia. So I go up and I try to find Pepe. And I don't look Carol in the eye. Yeah. Carol is a devil. Carol! And come to find out,
half these people don't exist.
Mac, the whole mail is a goddamn lie.
Oh my god.
And then Max just said, and they go, and first off, by the way, it has Day Bow Bow.
Yeah, Day Bow Bow.
Day Bow Bow.
Takes the guy's office.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Max smile when he answers the phone.
Yeah.
He's just so happy. Who's it? This is
Johnson.
Yeah. Oh.
God, I can take your message. Yeah. He's like, just give me your name, sir. Just give me your phone number.
All right, what's your favorite scene and who wins it?
It's that one I was explaining. Is when Charlie truly goes insane.
All right, my number 2. One of my favorite episodes ever. It would be number 1 if it wasn't for my number 1. Little Beauties. Frank's Little Beauties. Again, I love season 7. I have 3 of these on here, man.
Right.
This is the best Frank episode for me.
Sure.
He starts off the episode by running into the bar,
eating shit and breaking his nose.
Breaking his nose and just like speaking gibberish, like
crazy man, titty bar,
model,
great opportunity.
Yeah. And they're just like, okay, I think he.
And then Dennis is like, well, let me get this straight. So you met a guy at a titty bar, and you have a great opportunity for girls in bikinis.
Guys!
I think you broke your nose.
I'm screwed. Oh, strange man. Titty bar. A great investment opportunity.
And then all of a sudden, this mom walks in.
Yeah, they're like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, right.
What's wrong with that? Like, oh, this
a mom
nice.
walks in fully clothed into the bar, and he's just like, hey, you looked. And Dennis says, hey, you looked a little underdressed. And then all of a sudden, probably like 7, 8-year-olds walk in in bikinis, 2-piece bikinis, by the way, creepy as hell. And
but this is what America was made for, as Charlie would say, right? Right? Like, this is what America's all about. We dress up our kids in little outfits. And so
true.
For me, it's the best Frank episode. Getting his face done by the mortician. The song. My favorite scene was just the song of him like singing about.
It's a great old place. I don't know this song.
No, not that one. When he goes in, he's like, "We gotta sing a song about we not diddle kids. Do not diddle kids. It's no good diddling kids.
We gotta definitely write a song about how we do not diddle kids. Do not diddle kids. It's no good diddling kids.
There is no quicker way for people to think that you are diddling kids than by writing a song about it.
You gotta write a song. It's just I wouldn't do it with anybody younger than my daughter. No little kids, gotta be big, older than my wife, younger than my daughter, something like that.
Gotta be older than my daughter, younger than my wife,
first
taller than
off,
my daughter.
Do not start by singing a song about you not diddling
Nothing
kids.
makes you seem like you want to diddle kids more than you singing a song about it. It's amazing. Like, it just, everything about it's a Frank episode. And the gang just taking this whole, like, they make themselves a part of it, right?
Right.
Not only that, they're like, okay, we're going to be a part of it. Like, it's about them.
D taking the lead with the girls just is so funny.
Charlie's scene of just, like, teaching the girls to dance. Yeah, beautiful.
Like,
see, Ray does it. I mean, it's a fucking off the chain episode. that just every one
You're
of
a
them are
meat person.
guilty.
The one-
Artemis is great in it, right?
Oh my God.
Like Artemis being the DJ, sir.
Is
Take
he
a
smoking
seat.
a joint?
Yeah. What
Sir,
is it?
sit down.
Sir, sit down. He's like, what is, sir, take
What the
your
hell is
seat.
going on here?
Man, it's
And then,
it's
honestly,
a fucking banger,
before we leave this one of my favorite scenes in that episode is when, in the last beauty pageant part, Frank Breen's a mortician.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he's literally sitting there
He doesn't
doing
make
his
mic's
makeup.
on. Yeah. You bang the dead bodies? I don't care. You know, I'm
Throw
dead.
me in
I'm
the trash.
He's like, you know, just like cut me up. Like, you know, like put me in the trash. I don't care. You're dead. You're dead. Like, oh
throw
shit,
me in
he's
the
not.
trash.
He's like, yeah, sorry. He's like, comes out. He's like, sorry. He's a goddamn Puerto Rican guy. So my microphone. Totally his voice. Like, you can't mistake Danny DeVito's voice.
No, not
for
at
anything.
all. And then also when the mortician says, Frank, my mouth is dry. Go drink out of the. What does he say? He says, "Go drink out of like the
when
toilet."
When he brings them, he's just like, "Who?" They're like, "Who is this guy?"
Oh, as a
He's
mortician did my
Yeah,
makeup.
yeah.
They're just like, you couldn't work any worse.
Again, the quote of like, "There's nothing that makes people think you're diddling kids more than bringing a mortician to a fucking child pageant or singing about do not diddle kids." So I had Frank winning the episode, and then just my favorite scene is just him coming in the bar.
The initial opening.
Just
the
no, the do not diddle kids thing.
Oh yeah,
just
yeah.
Trying
Dude,
to be like,
well, and
you
first
gotta
off,
make
his,
a song.
His fucking face is all beat up. He's fucking just. He's got a rag on his face. Do not
So what
diddle
was your
kids.
number one again? Just to rehash it, we already did it, but what was it? It was the Jersey Shore, or
yeah, Jersey Shore.
Okay, love that one. My number one. Do you have any idea what this is? Can't look at my phone. Any idea? Give me a guess.
I'm gonna guess.
You're never gonna guess
No.
it because the gang hits the road.
That's again. That's an episode that I had on my list, but didn't quite hit it. But that one
how did
is
it not hit it? It's one of the best episodes there is, man.
It really is.
It is the most sunny episode that's ever been made because it's about nothing. It goes in a circle,
Very-
legitimately a circle.
very true. You're not
They don't
wrong
go
about
anywhere. So the premise of the episode is they try to get to the bar before Dee gets there because he doesn't have a car, and they're trying to go to the fucking Grand Canyon. And Dee, for some reason that day, buys a new car and gets there
Early in
as
the
they're
morning.
hooking up.
Like,
It was
they-
11 o'clock, but like
No,
early
they
for
said
them.
They said they got up.
No,
at-
it's 11 o'clock.
Oh, is that what it
But
said?
that's
Okay.
early for them because it's a bar.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right.
And
right.
she buys this new little piece of shit, little like I don't even know what the hell you want to call it. Like it's not a big car, and they're about to leave, but they had to bring her now. And Charlie was going to stay back anyway because he's never been out of Philly. And then Dee's like, "I'll go," and he's like, "Well, if staying by myself is weirder than me going out of Philly, so I'm going." So they all go. And then on the way with Dennis's car, they see a biker who I hate bikers riding the road. I hate those fucking pieces of shit. And they do too. So Mac wants to ruffle his feathers, so throws a fucking beer bottle on his head.
Real close though. Hey, asshole! Oh shit!
And the bike gets caught underneath the car, so therefore they can't use Dennis's car because the car is destroyed. The tires are destroyed, right?
Yeah, the Land Rover's just destroyed.
So they have to take Dee's new car, which is like a fucking
small.
I don't even know what it is. I gotta find the model of the car.
Yeah.
But they all still decide to go, and they hook the U-Haul up to that.
Let's put it this way: it's a very small, like they had a
compact car.
They had a Land Rover.
And they have 5 people.
Going to a 4-door.
Well, and they were
small.
saying 5 people were gonna be too cramped in the Land Rover.
100%.
Right? So, and they go originally. Now they go in Dee's car, and it's not enough room. They have the cooler. They start going in the back. A lot of shit happens. They go to the market. It's the what the fuck market is it?
Italian market.
Italian market where you can barter with these people, right? They'll sell you their kids. Gypsies, right? They'll shrink your heads.
No, the gypsies will say anything.
And they
They'll sell
take
you their
turns
kids.
kind of riding in the back. My favorite scene, though, is this is a D episode for me.
It is.
Just
100%.
because just her getting left out again. And also at the end of the episode, her car getting stolen by the hitchhiker. Another time they destroyed her car, essentially.
If they were on the podcast, I think they would say that. Again, I agree with it. This is definitely a D-centric episode.
But my favorite scene is when they pick up the hitchhiker, who's a younger, like 20-year-old guy.
Yeah.
And she's drunk. She decides to drink because she didn't want to drive.
And she's
singing "Runaway Train." dude.
Runaway train, going back.
And then earlier, before foreshadowing, Frank buys her a piss jar because she'd be pissing every 2 seconds.
Because, by the way, she was driving her car,
right,
and the rest of them were drinking beers, and she wanted to be a part of it, so she bought energy drinks, and Frank automatically assumed, as a girl, you're going to be pissing every 20 seconds. And she did.
Yeah, it's what she does. So, but there's subtle movements in that scene. Right? The subtle movements in that scene, though, where you see her gesturing to her region, right? And then at the end of the singing, she's like, got a jar of piss. She brings it up.
Literally.
She throws it out the window.
We're talking
Max
full.
sleeping and throws it out the window, gets right into Max's face.
His window's open.
Is that piss? Pull over.
What is that? Is that piss? Is that piss? Pull over!
You might as well pull over. He's just gonna keep yelling.
Pull over, you little dick! Stop the car! Jesus Christ, D! I'm covered in piss!
Well, maybe you shouldn't have had your window down.
Maybe you shouldn't be throwing jars of pee out the window!
Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. It's up for debate.
You shouldn't!
Pull over, you little dick! You shouldn't be throwing jars of piss out the window.
You should just do it. He's just gonna keep pissing.
Shouldn't. Just, I love that episode. The fact that it comes full circle where they don't even... It's a one-day trip, right? And even at the end, when the hitchhiker drops Charlie off at the fucking bar at the end, and they come back in, they're like, oh, how was the Grand Canyon? He doesn't realize that it takes fucking 24 hours to drive to the Grand Canyon, and that was 7 hours ago, because they passed out in the U-Haul.
Right.
And nothing happens in that episode.
I gotta tell you,
so
too,
great.
one of my favorite things in that whole episode is that when they go to the Italian market, first off, Charlie has never eaten a blueberry, a pear, a strawberry. So they're like, okay, we gotta go to the Italian market and get this guy.
I eat stickers all the time, man.
And they get him a pear, which he says tastes sandy. Which, in the episode, they're saying that it's not ripe. Well, Mac tells the guy he wants his money back and turns around and Charlie has nothing in his hand because he literally ate stem, core, sticker, and everything.
Right.
And
I eat stickers all the time. The second best part, though, is in the back of the U-Haul, him and Dennis.
I was getting to that, yes.
The shrunken heads.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's like, they're going to shrink my heads. It's like, well, that's more of a witch doctor thing, but, like, neither of those are real.
Well, no, I love that, too. This is like, when Charlie's like, how's it be like we leave Philly? How's it out there? Are there bad people?
There's some dicks out there, but, like, even though it's coming from Dennis, who's the biggest dick, right?
Out of the
He's
entire
like, I got
gang,
your
no
back.
doubt. He's like, I'll be there, you're good,
Right.
dude. He's like, sure, okay.
It's great.
You know what I mean? And then they have, because lo and behold, when they go to the Italian market, they do get furniture, which is wicker furniture.
Wicker chairs with a glaze on it, though.
Yes.
And they try to burn it and burn some hot dogs, and that's why they...
And they pass out.
A great
and
episode.
The entire... Basically, they leave, at the end of the episode, they leave Charlie with the hitchhiker in the front. All the rest of them go in the back.
Drop him off.
Who Charlie clearly was freaking out about leaving Philly, and... I mean, that's what happens.
It's unbelievable.
To your point, how
this is one of the best shows of all time. If you haven't watched it, or if you watched it a couple times, watch it more, because you'll start getting these kind of thoughts that we have. Because it's the greatest show, and it's one of those shows that only gets better with rewatch.
100%.
And that's, for me, the ultimate goal of a good movie or TV show, right?
Big time.
It's, if you watch it once and you laugh, it's fine. Okay, cool. I hope. Like, you
you watch it, look, it's good, but you'll never
Rob
turn it
Square,
on
Professional Fanatics, is good, because you can watch it multiple times.
Ray Square
laugh.
Today.
Yeah, Ray Square Today. So we appreciate it. It was fun. Ray, love it.
Always, brother.
Great first appearance. Give him a fucking round of goddamn applause. Hopefully we see this fucking big old Ray more often.
Back.
Did you have a good time?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
It's a good time.
I'm planning to be
Good
back.
show. I hope so. Rob Squared.
Ray Squared.
Ray Squared. Nice.
And it's been a complete joy.
My cock ring is sliding off.
Why my father is talking to me with a cinch around his penis is beyond my grasp.
You gotta be ready for when the orgy breaks out. Oh, shit. It fell off.
Oh.
Yeah, help me find it.